Podcast, episode 16. We're recording on February 11th, 2014. I'm your host, Tyler Olthoff, and with me I have Brian Sharon. I'm switching it up.
What?
Kyle Wakeling.
Yeah.
Did that throw you guys off way too much? You guys remember
you ruined our day, Tyler.
I'm sorry.
Where am I?
And Yuki's here in the chat, as usual. So, I might have some construction going on, so if you hear some noise, that's what it is. Nothing crazy's going on. Just Seattle being weird. So just be prepared. Alright, so Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, actually. I'm recovering from that post-wedding hangover. I went to a wedding outside of Toronto not long ago, so I'm just a little bit... I'm drying out. I'm trying to get rid of the alcohol in my system. How you doing?
Doing alright.
Yeah? You got the hangover from the Super Bowl still, or...?
Well, I don't drink alcoholic beverages, so...
It's from the excitement we're talking about here.
Oh, I'm still enjoying that every day. It's wonderful. People going crazy.
Is that what the construction is?
Yeah.
Still fixing on the street from all the parties?
Yep. It's totally what it is. Kyle?
Yeah.
How's my little Kyle doing?
Kyle's doing alright.
It's alright?
Yeah. Well, I've been playing Dangan Ronpas for like hours, so yeah.
You've been saying that a lot, so you're all danganned out?
I'm Dangan to the Ronpa right now.
How wonderful. Alright, well, we should probably talk about what we've been playing. So I've been playing a few things. We did the lounge play, obviously, so I played some Killzone Mercenary, which was awesome. We had some pretty funny moments in there. You can go watch our video on the YouTube channel if you want to check that out. And then I played some Hot Shots Golf, and Kyle can't handle me still. I've been playing a lot more Mutant Mudds Deluxe. I'm basically beating the game, but I'm still trying to get some things done before I finalize that to review for you guys. So it should be up pretty soon. Hopefully I can get some more time into it to really get the whole feel for it. And then I played some game that I don't remember what it was. Oh, the Lego Movie. Meh. I shouldn't have bought it. I told myself that I'm not going to buy another Lego game until they give me proof that they make a game that's console quality. And I just got eager and went and bought it. And it's basically the same thing as Lego Marvel. So, I mean, if you liked Lego Marvel, then you're going to love this. But it's not what I like. But I'm still going to play it because I just feel like beating it and not wasting my money or feeling like I did even though I did. Anyway, that's my sob story. What else did I play? Oh, I played a little bit of Spelunky with one of my friends at work. We tried to like speed run something because we only had like 10 minutes left, or we had like 2 minutes left of our 10-minute break, and we were just speed running from level to level, and he kept dying on each level, and I kept having to like break open the coffin or whatever to get him back alive, and it was fun. Got to do that again sometime. And I think that's about all I played. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I've been playing the Dangan. So Dangan Ronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. I've been playing that like crazy all week. I've got 20-something hours into it at this point, and I'm just trying to get to the end somehow and get that review finalized for you guys. So,
nice.
Yeah, I've been playing that mostly. Other than I took a few breaks. Lounge play, we played Killzone Mercenary and Hot Shots Golf. I did get my ass kicked, but I guess I'm a bit out of practice with all that Dangan. And I also got a little bit of PlayStation All-Stars in there. I've been trying to farm those, what do you call it? Yeah, the trophies for like the single-player mode or whatever.
Oh, arcade?
Yeah, the arcade trophies with each player. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, so I've been doing that like 1 a day or 2 a day, somewhere in there.
Nice.
So yeah, I've been danganing mostly. What about you, Brad?
Yeah, like I said, I went to the wedding, so I haven't really had a boatload of time to be playing stuff. But in my little time I got to myself, I played some Ollie Ollie, pass a few stages a day. So I'm enjoying that, trying to clear all those. I'm also doing a lot of Spelunky. It's one of those games I walk away from, then I have to go back. I don't know what it is. It always nags at me. I can always do better. I can always figure something out about the design. So yeah, I've been doing some Spelunky. But more recently, I've been playing a lot more Persona. That might be a broken record if you've been listening to this podcast for a while. I'm trying to finish Persona. I may or may not have figured out who the killer was and defeated them. So I'm at what we consider the end game portion of the game so far. So that's finally coming to a close. And then more recent than that, I've been playing some TXK, which is out today. So that's awesome. And I'm enjoying myself. It's a real old school style shooter. And then on top of that, I've been playing some Gunslugs, which is another retro style, maybe roguelike Contra style game. So I've been enjoying those a ton, and you'll probably see some reviews of those coming up in the near future from me.
Very nice. Well, we're going to throw it right back at you because you got the new releases for this week. What do we got?
Oh my. So continuing the format, we're just going to talk about the North American releases. And this week we have Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, that's released today. And then we have Fort Defense, Tukiden, The Age of Demons, TXK, Pac-Man World 20th Anniversary, PS1 Classic, and Wolfang, also a PS1 Classic. And that's all we have for this week.
Awesome. I've got 2 of those games. I bought them today. I'm excited to play them. And that's Danganronpa and the Tokudens.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's head on over to the news for this week. There's a few things, some very interesting pieces of news that you'll hear in a little bit. So first up, Soul Sacrifice Delta in Japan will apparently receive a redemption code for early access to Freedom Wars, the demo. So those guys are lucky, and I'm jealous. According to Famitsu and reported via Siliconera, it seems that those who purchase Soul Sacrifice Delta will, when it drops on March 6th, will receive an early access to the upcoming demo for Freedom Wars. Freedom Wars is an action title in a similar vein to Soul Sacrifice, only with a more dystopian setting and reliance on technology instead of magic. So, them people be lucky. Now, question, Kyle.
Yes.
If, let's say, you have a Japanese account,
Yes.
and you import a copy of Soul Sacrifice Delta from Japan,
Yes.
and it gets you a code, would it work on your Japanese account in the US?
There's no reason why it shouldn't, as long as you're logged in under a Japanese account and that's what you're using the game on.
Ah, oui.
Yeah, so if you import it, it would work. What I'm thinking, though, is this is a good sign of something that they might do because of how they stagger releases. Maybe they might do this when these games come to North America.
Ah. Yeah, that's possible. Are you going to do this, or are you just going to wait?
I think I'm gonna wait. I know they haven't really said a whole lot about localization, but I'm definite that there's no way they aren't going to release them over here. There was too much hype over Soul Sacrifice, and Freedom Wars is getting too much attention and begs for localization. I can't see them not coming.
Right. Yeah, let's hope so. You know, I said I probably wasn't going to get Soul Sacrifice Delta, but if they announce Delta for the West, and they're like, guess what? You also get a demo for Freedom Wars, then I'm like, oh my lord. So then I will. Alright. Next bit of news. Miku Hockey 2.0 is set for a wide digital release in Japan. Sony announced that they will be delivering a wide Japanese release for that game. It's an augmented reality air hockey title. Interesting.
Starring everybody's favorite pop star.
Which would be?
I think her name starts with the Miku. I think that's what the name is referring to. It's subtle. I don't know if you guys noticed it. So the Miku, I think the first Miku in the title, it refers to Miku how do you pronounce it? Hatsune? Hatsun? Miku Hatsune. Yeah, the blue-haired Vocaloid pop star that everybody seems to love. in Japan.
That it is. It is starring that lady.
Is it?
It is.
What a coincidence. I had a feeling.
Well, it was originally released in late 2013 as a free PlayStation Plus exclusive, but now will be available for digital download to the masses of Japan for the price of 1,050 yen, or approximately $10, on February 13th, which is just a couple days away, depending on when you're listening to this. However, PlayStation Plus members will also be able to purchase the soon-to-be widely released title for 50% off prior to its mass availability. Additionally, those who purchase Miku Miku Hockey 2.0 prior to March 31st will also receive a Snow Miku costume as a bonus. Ooh, a snow costume. How wonderful.
So we know how a lot of Japanese bachelors will be spending their Valentine's Day this year.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, yeah, hockey, air hockey. There's an air hockey game.
Reality air hockey.
That's right. I'm sorry, Brian.
No, it compounds the awesomeness, right?
What is augmented reality, Brian?
I don't even know what real reality is, Tyler.
Oh.
I don't describe things with an extra word in front. Never mind, like a 7-syllable word.
I'm sorry to ask you then. I guess no one will ever know. Let's go to the next bit of news. If you don't know what augmented reality is, then you're living in the past, people. Go look it up. Alright. Next bit, Hatsune Miku. Ooh, more Hatsune Miku. I'm so excited. Project Diva F confirmed for a Western release this March. So we get her this time.
But you should confirm that's an F that's not capitalized, because we've gotten a little bit of flack over that in the past.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hatsune.
Actually, it's not even an F.
Is it
It's a Greek letter. It's supposed to be a Greek letter.
Oh, what's the Greek letter?
It's like an F sounding Greek letter.
So take that comment section.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's back on topic. In a post on the official PlayStation blog, Associate Brand Manager for Sega of America, Aaron Weber, not only affirmed previous word from the famed Japanese company that stated the Vocaloid's arrival, but also detailed some of the features it would contain as well. Hatsune Miku Project Diva Greek letter F will arrive on PlayStation Vita via digital download on the PlayStation Store. Moreover, the game will feature a separate trophy set from its console counterpart. According to Weber, all of the downloadable content for the popular rhythm game will also be made available at launch. He says, quote, "We're also happy to confirm today that we'll be bringing over the DLC that many have asked us about. The Snow Miku 2013 DLC, the extra character modules pack, and the extra songs pack will be available at launch in March." End quote. So, yeah. Downloadable only. That's unfortunate, but at least we're getting it, right?
I think the next paragraph in that article is probably more important than the game itself.
The brand manager cites the game's migration being thanks to the large part of an overwhelming response by fans in the recent social media campaign that Sony. That one?
Yeah. So that's like, okay, everybody, okay, I understand there's a large market for this game, and there's a lot of people who love Hatsune Miku. Great, fantastic. I'm proud. I'm happy for you. But apart from that, it looks like Sony actually listens to their fans in the West. So they're citing
Really?
I know, it's amazing. So what they're saying is that social media actually works, and when you guys say you want a game, they might actually bring it, and they might actually translate it to English. So keep asking, keep begging. Not us, Sony. We have no say as to whether they come here or not. But it's great to see that they're responding.
So everyone needs to band together and get, oh gosh.
Senran Kagura.
That's the one.
Yes.
Bandai Namco's game. Wow. Sword Art Online. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, Kyle agrees with me.
Yes.
So
we should get all the games. We should just bug everybody and get all the games.
yeah. They should just hire one guy to sit in a room and translate it all for us. No?
One guy? That would take forever.
No, he'd be like the super genius of translation, Kyle. You don't understand. You have to look at his resume first.
To rule them all.
Exactly. He'd be wonderful. Or Trials in the Flash. Yes, I agree with you there, Yuki. We're on the same page for once. Alright. Next bit of news. Planet Destroyer Blackheart. Character information. So, Dengeki Magazine recently shared some information about some of the new characters in the Hyper Dimension Neptunia spin-off Planet Destroyer Blackheart. Unlike in the main series where every character represents in console or company, in this spin-off of the new characters represent an actual game. So there's some pictures if you want to check it out. I'll read a couple of the character information. I'm not going to go through all of them, but first girl here is Esther, who represents the Dragon Quest themed self-proclaimed hero who is out to look for all things legendary. She's a cheerful, young, and innocent girl, and a rather simple one, for better or worse. She doesn't really think ahead of her actions, so she tends to find herself in trouble quite often. Her slime shield actually provides her with more defense than you'd expect. Well, isn't that adorable? Next, we have a Monster Hunter representative with her... Oh, God, I have to try to pronounce this. Moru? I guess it's not that difficult. All right. Similar to Esther, she's a pure-hearted, energetic girl who lacks common sense. She has a love for hunting, and her wild nature just might come in handy for that. Sweet. I've never played any of these games. Is this going to be like Hyper Dimension Neptunia? Or is it a total different style because it's a spin-off? Or do you guys know?
I believe it's very similar in nature, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not an expert on the Hyperdimension series, but it looks very similar. But I know of these characters listed, that there's not that many that you may know. But there are games like Street Fighter and Metal Gear Solid that are referenced as well. So there's a couple of big names there too.
And this little game called Monster Hunter.
It's a small game.
Yeah, not
It'll never take off in the West.
Probably
Never heard of it, you guys. Never heard of it.
Is that like Soul Sacrifice clone? Is that what the one I used?
I think so.
Yeah, totally ripped them off. Anyways. Dragon's Crown receives new patch that delivers minor fixes. News of this patch came from Atlas USA's Facebook page, where the publisher addressed fans in regards to the details of the newly released update. Unlike recent patches that introduced such features as cross-play between PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 3 and increasing the level cap, this newest release seems to deliver minor fixes as well as adjusting various nagging elements of the gameplay. So, here's some fixes. The conditions for changing the element of the elemental lore ability have been fixed. Certain abnormal effects caused by equipment have been corrected. Situations in which online players on a higher floor in some dungeons are being matched to players on a lower floor have been corrected. The camera behavior has been modified to provide better views. Other adjustments and minor improvements to various gameplay elements have been made. Sweet. So if you're still loving Dragon's Crown and whatnot, there's some fixes for you to help make the game even more better than it already is. So go download that patch if you haven't. Next up, Hollow Fragment, more character information. So Sword Art Online, we were just talking about it. Go bug people.
Go bug yourselves, people.
No, don't bug yourself. That wouldn't be... Well, actually, bug yourself to bug people about it. There we go. Yeah. Anyways. So far, little is known about Philia, other than her tendency towards being an in-game criminal. But it appears as though she'll be interacting with the good side in a way that's non-threatening. This is good news for those hoping Philia might join Kirito's side, as not killing each other on sight is a good sign for some sort of partnership. Well, yay. So yeah.
Cats and dogs living together.
What does the world come to?
I know. So yeah, there's that character information of this new chick. There's some pictures up on this here site if you want to check them out. As for Kirito, we've got a bit of news on customization options. As stated before, you won't be limited by his natural look, and we'll have the option to completely overhaul the character. The customizations options seem to vary quite a bit, as the following are examples of possible costumes after some tweaks. And that's kind of cool if you want to customize him, if you're not into his look. But if you don't care, then you got the original you can go for. Which is interesting, because I've not really seen a game where you're actually able to, like, they have a main protagonist, and they're like, hey, you can totally change him, even though, you know, he's a set character. But interesting. Kyle, you gonna change him?
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I might just mess with it, just be goofy, but I think I'll just stay with the original.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go original. Maybe just give him a badass sword or something.
There you go. Maybe I'll mess with his hair color, see what he looks like with different hair colors. Just be different. Also, they've also given us a look at the more steamy side of Sword Online. Brian, listen up. Showing off shots of the event scenes for different female characters. These scenes show your favorite characters with less than modest clothing, and may be considered NSFW. I don't know. What's that?
Not safe for work.
Oh, I thought it was like a new Need for Speed game or something. Take a look at your own peril. Yeah, so there's some pictures.
Yeah, they're not overly. I don't think they're too much.
No, they're not too bad, but
Yeah.
No. There's a little bit of a
warning
panty
there.
shot, but other than that, they're all good.
Yeah. So, Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment releases on April 24th in Japan, and there's still no news of localization. What? When they do announce that they are localizing it, hopefully someday Kyle and I are going to be like little schoolgirls dancing around. We'll be swinging in a circle, right?
we'll have a special podcast where we just like squeal like little girls the whole time.
Yes. I'm down for that.
Yeah,
Brian,
it'll happen. You wait.
All right. So up next, the Europe gets a release date for Sorcery Saga: Curse of the Great Curry God. Rising Star Games has announced that they will be releasing Sorcery Saga on February 19th digitally, followed by a February 21st release via physical. So that's good that they're actually getting a physical copy, because I've noticed Europe getting kind of I can't think of
Less physical?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Brian.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. The announcement was made by Tyrone Walcott on the official PlayStation blog, who detailed the previously ambiguous 2014 release window. So yeah, I have this game and it's pretty good. I enjoy it. I need to play more, but all these games that have been releasing are just piling up. I just got 2 new ones today, so yay.
Vita has no games, my ass.
I know.
I have so many games to play. I'm like, oh man, there needs to be more hours in the day.
Yeah.
And I'm already up for 22 of them, so jeez.
Now, just if I was like filthy rich and I didn't have to work, oh, this would be wonderful. I could just play if I want, but I have to work and make money for a living, so.
Just sit in a corner and grow a beard and play games.
That'd be my life. Okay, next up, new Frozen Snaps tactics details. Gareth Wright from Double 11, the great guys and gals behind some of our favorite Vita titles, posted a big update on the EU blog for Frozen Snaps tactics today, with a new video showcasing the gameplay and a few features that we can expect. This is a video, so go watch a video, check it out, see if it's something you like. If you don't know anything about it, Frozen Snaps Tactics is an enhanced version of Mode 7's 2011 turn-based tactical shooter, which features a squad of futuristic soldiers equipped with various different weapons at their disposal. With a fully destructible arena around you, the aim is to eliminate the opposing team by strategically moving your units and anticipating your arrivals whilst they do the same. And the turn is then played out based on the choice you have made. Wow, that's a word I can't read. Anticipation. Anticipation. Nope, that's anticipation. There's no P in it. Anticipation. I think it is anticipation. It's just spelled wrong.
No P for you.
Anticipation and mind games will come into play a great deal, and I can see this being one you will challenge your friends for a long time. So yeah, it's a very interesting tactics type strategy game. Check out the video if you don't know anything about it and are interested in it. Are you guys interested in this game? Kyle, Brian.
Yeah, it's one of those games I definitely have on my radar. I know a lot of people wouldn't get mad at Vita ports, but this looks to be a situation where the developers are really looking to pour their hearts out and make something special for the Vita edition. So simply to support the game, I'll definitely be checking it out.
Yeah. Kyle?
Yeah, not so much.
Oh, well,
I'll be over here danging my Ronpa.
There you go. Well, Double 11's pretty awesome at bringing us really good ports, so I have full confidence in their abilities of bringing this game over, so yeah.
Yeah.
Next up.
Uh-huh.
Error, page not found. Mother fluffers.
That was big news. How do you feel about error not found, Kyle?
It's hard to say, really. It's a tough situation. There's not a lot to say because you don't know what's behind that error. So, I don't know.
The 404 might give some sort of idea. What do you take from that?
Page not found. Like, I mean, maybe it's not there. Maybe Tyler deleted it because he hates us. Like, I'm really not sure. What do you think, Brian?
I'm with you on this one right now. I'm a little unsure. I trust Tyler to deliver an excellent podcast experience, but just sometimes you never know what's going to happen. It's the industry we work in. Tyler, that's straight from the source. How do you feel about it?
You guys are a bunch of assholes. Well, I found the page, guys, so it's all good. Guerrilla
404
details.
Nevermore?
What? 404 no more?
404 Nevermore?
Yep.
Alright. Continue.
Guerrilla details, Killzone Mercenary updates, new maps, and final phases. So yeah, in a post on the official Killzone forum, a member of the development team addressed the reason for the latest patches, saying that they were largely multiplayer focused and aimed at revision, matchmaking, and team balancing. He goes on to detail many of the changes found in these updates, including the altered Update 1.05. Originally planned as a content-delivering update, Update 5 in actuality brought little more than stability fixes. It has now been confirmed that the quick release of the 5th patch and alteration to the schedule was due to some issues brought on by 1.04. However, this left many pondering the future of the free maps and bot zone that were originally promised for the Portable Shooter's 5th update, or whether they would come at all. Thankfully, the developer, who goes by the username Matt_at_work, confirmed that while perhaps not quite on schedule, the content-rich update is still on the way. He says, quote, "Well, both features are still coming, but need a little more time before we're happy to release them to you," end quote. Unfortunately, what would come next from Guerrilla Cambridge developer could be considered a classic case of good news, bad news, as he revealed that whilst the maps and mode are still incoming, they will no longer be arriving in unison. He says, quote, "I'm pleased to announce that the 2 new maps are now in final phases of development and should be released within the next few weeks." He revealed, however, we've received to move Bot Zone into a separate update, which will be following on a later date, he conceded. So yeah, it is unknown at this time as to when we can expect Bot Zone, but it looks like it won't be long until fans of Killzone Mercenary duke it out on some brand new maps. I'm excited for new maps. I don't know if I care about the bot zone thing, but what about you, Kyle?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I'm not a big bot zone player. I'd rather play with other people, so I'm down for the new maps. You'll probably see me and Tyler out there shooting people when the new maps come out.
Yeah, that's right. You guys aren't gonna handle us.
What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I'm excited for the new maps, just like you guys are. I'm not a huge bot zone guy myself, but I understand a lot of people play their Vita away from online connections, so I understand that they're excited. So it's good news. It's good news that it's still on its way. It's good news that they even detailed it at this point and they're being transparent, so I appreciate that as well.
Yeah, that's good. Do I sound better?
Sound really loud.
Yeah, you sound louder.
How about now?
Not bad. Not bad.
All right. I realized I had the wrong microphone on this whole time.
Nice.
That's probably why you could hear a lot of the
Right.
buzzing sounds, because the other microphone that was on was it's a really sensitive microphone.
Yeah. It sounds much better now. We
Yeah.
just started with that.
All right, let's restart. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Brian,
Yo.
you need to join us for some lounge play.
I know, it's the funny thing about weddings and stuff. It's not really easy to excuse yourself to play some video games in the washroom.
Just find some Wi-Fi, post up, and get on some Killzone.
I will. I definitely have to. Maybe this weekend. This weekend seems a lot more feasible. But then again, it's Family Day weekend in Ontario, so we'll
Family Day weekend. What's that?
see.
It's like a free holiday.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys, your holidays.
I think they were like, well, there's not really any holidays in February, so let's just throw one in there, and that's what we got Family Day from.
Wait, so they don't count Valentine's Day as a holiday?
No.
Well, it's not like a away from work holiday. This is like an actual, like, you stay home from work, like, stay home from school holiday.
So it's like a paid holiday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I should bring up this to my work.
Like, in Canada, they got Family Day.
I should just pretend I'm Canadian.
I don't know if that'll help you.
Well, I'll just be like, it's against my religion to not do it, so...
Being Canadian is a religion now?
Not when you're not Canadian. I just chose to be Canadian.
My mind, this conversation is blowing my mind.
Yeah, how's that make you feel, Kyle?
Whatever. Whatever gets you out of work, I guess. So then we can just play more Vita games and then screw your work.
Yeah. Hey, we forgot to play Unit 13, so I'm a little disappointed in you.
Yeah, we kind of did.
But we did
We'll play it though. We got so much to play. We'll eventually get to it.
All right.
There
Maybe.
will be a lull sometime. Hopefully, maybe,
Hopefully.
kind of.
Maybe. Yeah. All right. Back on topic. Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasm coming west. Axis Games announced that will be coming to the west. Yeah! Featuring the complete list of playable characters from the PS3 version, Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasm will also include new characters, an additional story, an enhanced Abyss mode, and tons more. The plot seems to be pretty basic. With the cauldrons shattered and the circle broken, Ragna begins his final mission, hunt down the villainous Terami. Noel's life and the fate of the entire world hang in the balance as Ragna, the Blood Edge, marches towards one last confrontation. And there's some stuff here. New characters. Get on that. People love new characters. There will be 5 new playable characters from the original cast, as well as 2 downloadable characters, the scientist Kokono and the villainous Terumi, and the unlockable character Kagura Mitsuki. What's so funny, Kyle?
You and your names, I think we should do it so that, like, whenever there's a name, we just pause and we have, like, Yuki come on and say the name.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Pretty much. You and Brian, like, seem to, like, slip up on the names quite a bit, so I'm thinking maybe we should just have Yuki come in and just, like, school you on the names.
Oh, why don't you do it, Kyle, if you're so cool?
Well, I don't really like talking, and I'm the editor, so I figured I'd just dole out the sort of responsibility to somebody else.
I see how it is. Well,
That power, I'm drunk with it.
I can tell. I think we need to talk to Kyle Brand. We have an intervention.
You cannot talk to me. I'm in power.
Oh, jeez. All right, back on topic. There's some more stuff all about it. There's additional story content. If you've ever wondered what Noel, wow, I can't even see Kyle. You got me all flustered.
Yeah, that's why you're speaking the names wrong.
Noel. Noel. How about Noel? Noel?
I don't know.
I like how you got higher pitched each time you went.
All right. Well, there's that guy or girl. And then there's Ragna and new characters Cecilia and Kaguro would do if they hung out on a beach. Oh, joy. Well, there you go. You get that additional story. Yep.
Tyler can't wait.
I don't like fighter games. I did play the one Blaze Blue game that came to the Vita, and I sucked at it. So, I'm not... The only fighter games I'm good at is Dive Kick and PlayStation All-Stars, but PlayStation All-Stars is a brawler, not really a fighter. Fact. Yes, I've checked it too. Yeah. If you want to read up more on it, come to the vitalounge.net and take a look at the post and see if it's something that interests you. All right. Some big old news here. PlayStation Vita Slim is hitting American shores this spring. There's no official date as yet, but it has been announced. And it has been announced as part of a bundle, which would be the next story too. So I'll just go to that story. The Borderlands 2 bundle is going to be coming this spring in 2014, and it will have an 8GB memory card and the new console, all bundled into one big old box for $199.99. And it will also feature or release with the 6 DLC packs, which I'm not going to read them all off, but all 6 of them. And also revealed was that the game will feature Vita-specific features such as using the touchscreen and rear touchpad for zooming and panning on maps, managing inventory, inspecting items, and more. Additionally, news that the game will also allow you and 3 other Vita pals to play together via online co-op, and that the game will include cross-save feature for use of the PS3 version. So that's pretty awesome. We actually got some details about Borderlands 2. Brian, you're excited.
I am actually excited, and for a multitude of reasons. So let's start off with Borderlands 2. So that's exciting news. It's exciting that we heard anything about this game that was announced, name dropped, and then ignored for so long. I'm glad that it's coming with all those DLC. I know it's not all of the DLC, but we'll take what we can get at this point. Now, moving on directly from Borderlands 2 and talking directly about the Slim itself, this is much more palatable than the announcement we got from Europe just a little while ago. I know an 8GB card is nothing that everybody would want. It's not going to be serviceable for the long run, but it's not the 4GB card you're getting from that indie bundle. At $199 American, you're getting a game that'll be presumably above $39.99. You're getting an 8GB card, and you're getting the new Vita. And I think that's, if you're not a Vita owner already, or maybe you have a banged up model or something, that's a reason to either upgrade or buy new. I think this is a hit. They hit it out of the park with this one.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty awesome. My friend is really excited for Borderlands, and he tells me every day, he's like, "So, news on Borderlands 2 yet?" And I'm like, "Nope." And next day, nope. And then he was outside smoking today, and that's when I looked at the Vita Lounge, and I was like, "Holy crap, there's a lot of news." And he walked in, and I told him, like, "Guess what?" And he's like, "Borderlands?" And I was like, "Yep." And he like freaked out when I showed him the post, so he's all excited. Yeah. And then my other friend that I work with is probably going to buy that bundle because he wants a Vita and he wants Borderlands, so it's perfect. It's like the perfect combination. Married together. It's like, yeah. Kyle?
Yes.
Borderlands 2, does that just get you excited, or are you just kind of not caring about it?
I kind of don't know what to think at this point. I played some Borderlands 2 on PS3 with Brian and a couple other people. Didn't really catch me, although it might just be that I didn't put enough time into it, or I was distracted with something else. I'm not really sure, so I'll definitely be looking into it. The thing that kind of, I don't know, rubbed me wrong way, kind of, was the whole date drop, and then this. Do you remember, like, I think it was about a week ago, there was somebody accidentally tweeted the date for Borderlands 2 or whatever. It was like March 18th or
2K themselves. Like yeah.
Was it March 18th?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's March 18th. So they say March 18th, and then they come up with this, which says spring. Well, it's kind of funny because March 18th is 2 days before spring. So maybe they originally had it set there, and then because they decided, they wanted to bundle it or whatever, it got pushed back, and maybe that's why they retracted that tweet. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
Just kind of seemed funny because it was like 2 days before the first of spring, and then now it's been pushed to spring. So kind of an odd pairing there.
Yeah, fishy. But also, we kind of glazed over it a little bit, but it kind of was to be expected. The new Vita is coming, so that's pretty awesome. I mean, they've already said that I don't know if they've said it, but is it kind of implied that they're just getting rid of the original Vita and that's what's going to be on the shelves now for the
future? So if we're taking Europe as precedent, that would be exactly the case. They wouldn't be necessarily removing them from store shelves, but in the case of Europe, they were almost sold out completely. So this was just a natural, organic experience that would take it over. In the States, I'm not sure what the volume of Vitas in retail storage is as of right now, or what the backlog is there. I don't know if it's a little bit more dynamic, but I would presume that they would try to at least make this take over.
I gotcha.
So I have a public service announcement. Please, everybody, go buy an OLED Vita before they're gone, because once you have an LED one in your hand, you're probably going to cry.
Well, I haven't played the new one yet, so who knows, Kyle? It could be amazing.
Or serviceable. Let's say as a bare minimum, serviceable.
Right. Who knows? We'll see.
I don't know. I stick with my guns on run and get one now.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I'm just saying that the new one is still a Vita. But I would recommend, if you don't have one, to go get the original now. And moving on. Sly Cooper collection has been announced. Woo! Announced first on the US PlayStation blog, Sly Cooper collection comprises of the PS2 trilogy, consisting of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, Sly 2, Band of Thieves, and Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. We are told by producer Kaylee Roberts that all three of these games have been given the HD treatment and have been optimized for the PlayStation Vita. For those of you that haven't experienced a Sly Cooper game, you can expect entertaining adventures, platforming, and stealth to be involved throughout the trilogy. For European readers, the good news is that the Sly Cooper collection will be out on April 16th, over a month earlier than the May 27th North American release.
Boo.
So, if you're in Europe, you can laugh at us in America because we had to wait a while. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Brian, you sounded excited for that.
Yeah, I'm a huge Sucker Punch fan, and I'm also a big fan of Sanzaro games, and they're the ones who are porting the trilogy over to Vita, which is good news, considering their handling of Sly 4. So yeah, I'm super excited. A little bummed out by the release dates. I think that's a little odd. But I like that they announced this out of nowhere. It was really sly of them, too. Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave it right there.
Oh gosh, you're done now. That's all you got.
Done.
Yeah, they did a really good job on Sly 4 for sure. So I have full confidence in them to bring this collection and have it good for us. But I am also not happy about the release dates.
Yeah, but you know what? This comes as the latest in the string of Sly Cooper reveals. If you recall, it wasn't too long ago that the film, the animated feature, got announced as well. So it looks like they're really promoting their properties. Sony are. So that's good news.
Yeah. Hopefully we see Sly 5, right?
Well, I don't want to spoil Sly 4, but I hear the ending is a little ambiguous.
We shall see. Maybe they'll do like a little teaser thing inside the movie or something. But then again, when's the movie supposed to come out?
I think 2016.
Oh, so they'd probably announce something way before then, if they were having plans to bring another Sly out. At least I would assume so.
Well, if they announced another Sly this year, they'd really steal the show if it was E3 or...
Is that another Sly joke?
No! All right. That's nonsense.
Speaking of announcements, this was already announced, I think. Yeah, this was at Gamescom. But God of War collection is coming on May 6th. Yeah. And it was announced last year, yeah. What are you making weird noise, Brian?
Nope, but I hear it. It sounds like a dog sneezing.
Oh. Kyle.
Yeah, I'm a dog sneezing. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, it was announced last year. The God of War collection sees Kratos' originally PlayStation 2 adventures bundled together into one $29.99 double pack which no doubt will be a hit with fans of the series. Corey Barlog of Sony Santa Monica Studios posted the details on the US PlayStation blog. So go check them out. There's some pictures, and yeah, May 8th. Go get it if you like God of War. Do you guys like God of War? Brian?
I was going to give Kyle a moment. He's more of the action-y kind of guy. I appreciate what God of War has done. It's hard to ignore the amount of impact it's had on action games or those similar type of games of the genre. I don't necessarily think that it speaks to me, despite the fact that I really, really like Greek mythology. I just think it's a little bit too one-note for me, but I'll try it out when it comes to Vita.
Gotcha.
How about yourself, Ty Guy?
I'm not actually a fan of God of War. It's just never grabbed me, and I don't really like. I'm like in the same boat as you, basically. So
yeah, I think it's a good game, but I just don't think it's as divine as the title might say.
I gotcha. Oh, jeez. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat. I'm not really. There was something about like the camera and just the way that it's presented that just I couldn't get into it. I tried. I think it was 1 and 2, and I just couldn't get past really anything. I played the PSP Chains of Olympus to completion, but it was pretty much out of the fact that that was the only game that I had at the time to play, because I think I'd beaten everything else. So it's just kind of one of those things that I'd come to if it was like a last resort and I had nothing else to play, but it doesn't really grab me, right? Which is kind of sad, because I hear a lot of people actually like it, and I'm a big fan of mythology, so I should be interested, but it just doesn't. Something rubs me the wrong way, so no God of War for me, and I probably won't play it on Vita.
I gotcha. Well, if you're a big fan of God of War, then that's good news for you, so check that out. Invisibles is coming to North America later this year. According to a post by Derek Osgood, the Associate Product Marketing Manager for Sony Computer Entertainment America, Invisibles is finally coming to North America. Yeah, so here's a quote from Derek to give some clarity what this title is all about. Invisibles, the Alliance, is the next step in the evolution from the PSP games to the PS Vita. Players will hunt capture and battle creatures in order to save the Invisibles from the evil Extractor Industries robots, which have invaded their world. Invisibles, the Alliance brings next-gen AR gaming to your fingertips with new markerless AR technology and a variety of capture mini-games using the PS Vita controls. You'll have hours of fun trying to track them all down and battling your friends in an all-new 4-player battle system. So yeah, there you go. It's coming west. Or to North America, because it's already out in Europe, right?
I think it's out regionally in Europe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kyle, you sound like this is something for you.
Yeah, not really. It strikes me as like some sort of cross between Monster Hunter and Pokemon, sort of towards a younger audience. And no, I'm not interested, no.
Brian?
I'm kind of with Kyle on this. Where Pokemon or similar type games may have a universal appeal, largely based on my nostalgia, I don't really have an association with Invisibles, despite the fact they want me to track them all, which sounds kind of familiar. But I will say this. The Vita is a console, primarily a handheld console that's marketed ideally towards adults. And I think it's a good sign with the new Vita coming out that we'll have a game that's a little bit more directed towards a younger skew for them to enjoy. So maybe it'll be a good hit for them and maybe a good hit for the Vita. So I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for you, Invisibles. But I just can't see myself playing it personally.
Yeah. It looks interesting, and I've watched some videos on it, but it's not something that I'm going to go out and be like, yes, day one for me. Then again, I can surprise myself sometimes and buy weird games. So, what did you say?
I said Lego, but...
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
I think you should run all your game purchases through me now, Tyler. You should be like, Kyle, should I buy this? And then when you're doing something stupid, I could be like, no, Tyler, you fucking idiot.
Whoa, what about, okay, so if I did do that, then I would have never experienced the awesomeness of Terraria.
No, because I understand that there's Terraria and people like Terraria, and overall it's a decent game. But if you came to me and you were like, Invisibles, I'd be like, Tyler, do you want me to get the axe?
That's a little dark. But okay. We'll see.
Well, if you don't have a hand, you can't play Invisibles, Tyler.
Whoa, if I don't have a hand, I can't play the Vita, buddy.
That's not true. There's lots of games that only require one hand.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
That's true, but we're not
actually one of our dedicated listeners and readers is actually somebody who deals with a lot of handicap, and he asked me specifically about games that he can play with one hand because he has no use of the other hand or limited function of it. So yeah, there are games definitely that you can play with one hand. So suck it up and stop buying Lego.
Yeah,
or else.
Or else.
Okay. All right. Next bit of news: Super League football. Wait a minute. Didn't we? Wait a tickle.
Yeah, we announced it. You're right.
But this is. I got it. I feel you, Brian.
Yeah.
So, Super League Football Slide tackles Zen Pinball 2 next week. I see what you did there. There's a pun inside the title. That's just adorable. Fanatics will be able to hit the pinball pitch. Oh, there you go again. On February 18th in North America and February 19th in Europe for $2.99 for both America and Europe.
Yeah, but those are euros in Europe.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I said both. $2.99. Yeah. There's no difference. Except for different currency, but they're the same number.
One has an E with the lines through it, and the other one's an S with the other lines through it. Just letting you know if you haven't seen it before.
This is news to me.
Okay, anyway, moving on.
All my money has a C with a line through it.
Yeah, so go grab that if you're into pinball and soccer or football.
Whoa. Is soccer and football the same thing?
Depends on where you are.
Blew my mind.
In the U.S., it's soccer. Everywhere else, it's football. Yeah. There's a lesson for you guys.
Fact.
Yep, because you guys didn't know. Alright, Gunslugs invades PlayStation Vita next week. Next week? That's next week.
Fact.
Really, Dahlia? I had no idea.
That's why I'm here, Kyle.
Well, thank you for informing me. I would have never guessed.
Let me inform you more about this game.
Please do.
Abstractions Games has announced that this retro-style roguelike shooter Gunslugs will hit next week on February 18th in North America or February 19th in Europe. Additionally, there will be a 20% discount for those who purchase the game in the first week of its launch. Originally developed by Orange Pixel for mobile platforms, the side-scrolling action game marks the first of a pair of titles being adapted for PlayStation Vita from the studio. Previously, there had been some turbulence as to the release of the Gunslugs, as it was briefly listed on the PlayStation Network store ahead of its originally planned February 11th launch. Now, however, all appears to be sorted, and the game is on track for an official release next week. And there's a trailer if you want to check it out. Brian?
Yeah, hold on. You're gonna get some robot. Yeah, okay, anyway, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Brian?
Yeah.
Is this something you're wanting?
Well, I'm playing it. I've been playing it today.
Are you
quite
allowed
a
to talk
bit.
about it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll talk a little about it. I don't know how much I can talk about. It's definitely better than the Android version, which I've played before. It's a game that definitely benefits from taking part in the Vita's hardware inputs. So you're getting used to the touchscreen while also using the buttons, which is fantastic for a side-scrolling shooter. One thing I will say, it has outstanding music. So if you're a fan of chiptunes or something like Hotline Miami, you'll definitely enjoy this. And there's actually a jukebox in the game that you can actually switch around the tracks, which is a lot of fun. But as far as gameplay goes, without going too much into detail, I wouldn't say it's something that's going to blow your mind. It's something that's enjoyable and something very similar to Contra. So if you guys enjoy that, I think that might be a reason why to pick it up.
I gotcha.
Has anybody else here played the Android versions or the mobile versions?
I'm not much of a Android gamer or mobile phone gamer.
Yeah, neither am I. I just picked it up because when they announced it, when we first got word that they were bringing both Gunslugs and Hero of Loot, I believe it's Heroes of Loot, to PlayStation Vita, I definitely checked them out just to see what they were like. And the first thing I noticed right away is I knew the second I played it that it would play much better on Vita.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Next up, Murasaki Baby is confirmed for North American release. This was announced at Gamescom, I believe, last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. The announcement came via the official PlayStation blog, where associate producer Michael Post confirmed the new development regarding the much-anticipated indie title's release. He says, quote, "Last summer at Gamescom, we debuted the new exclusive PlayStation Vita game, Murasaki Baby, from new Italian indie development team Ova Sonico. And
Sonico?
Yep, that's what I said. And announced that it was coming to European markets this year. Said Post also, quote, "Today we're excited to share that it's officially coming to North America later this year too." End quote. Additionally, it was announced that attendees of this year's Indiecade East on February 14th through the 16th will be able to get an early look at Murasaki Baby at the PlayStation booth. Murasaki Baby asks you to manipulate the environment in order to guide a lost child in search of her mother. Traveling through the dream world, you will encounter wonderful, weird characters and environments, the latter of which can be altered to shift the mood of the game entirely. By utilizing your influence on the world, it is up to you, the player, to maintain Baby's safety as she embarks on her strange journey. This is a weird-looking game.
Agreed.
Yes. It's very Tim Burton-esque, so if you're a fan of that kind of thing, they'll be up your alley.
Yeah. Like, when I saw this announced, I was just like, what in the world is
So we live in a post-stick-it-to-the-man world, right?
We do.
So This definitely reminds me of Stick It to the Man. It
I agree.
sort of reminds me of what's that black and white game that launched near the Vita?
Limbo?
No, I think it was a Vita exclusive game initially.
Escape Plan.
Escape Plan. So to me, the puzzles have a very escape plan touch centric kind of feel to them, maybe, and where the actual characters are guided by their own prerogative. So it looks interesting there. Yeah, I think it recalls a lot to me of Stick It to the Man, personally.
I gotcha.
How about yourself, Kyle? You played Stick It to the Man. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's definitely something I'm going to keep my eye on, but it does look a little bit away from something that I normally play. It does remind me of Stick It to the Man, but only in looks, really, not in the way that it seems to play. It definitely looks more like Escape Plan or something like that, where the characters are sort of AI and not controlled, and then you control the environment. I agree there, so yeah. I'll be looking at it, but at this point, I'm not too enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Tyler?
Same.
You're a guy who has opinions on things sometimes. What's your...
My opinion is as follows. What Kyle said. All right. Next up, our last bit of news for this week. A voice actor accidentally tips Western release of Dangan Ronpas sequel.
Hell yeah.
Kyle's excited.
Yeah, it's an addictive game, the first one, for sure. It's got that Persona, drag you in quality. Not necessarily that it's super like Persona, though it does have some qualities, but it does drag you in that you want to just play more, to just get a little farther and figure out what's going on and see what happens, and it just kind of comes out of nowhere sometimes. It's very addictive, to say the least, and I will definitely be looking forward to playing the second one when it comes out. I'll be first in line for that, baby.
Alright, so this guy here, Kyle Herbert, not the Kyle.
Well, there's two Kyles in the world. It blew my mind. Anyway,
I think there's a couple more. I have a brother named Kyle.
All the other Kyles are imposters.
Oh, yeah, probably. Anyways, this other Kyle, this phony, tweeted out saying, I voice... Oh, here we go. Kazuchi Soda.
Soda, yeah. It's delicious.
In Dangan Ronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, out today for PS Vita. But the thing is, he never appeared in this game.
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
Scandalous.
But only the Japanese sequel, Super Dangan Ronpa 2 Farewell Despair Academy for PSP. Dun dun dun! So yeah, and his tweet was taken down, right? Like, right after that?
Deleted.
Just disappeared. But we have a screenshot of it, so it's technically still alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Once you enter the internet, you never leave.
Oh, that sounds scary.
It is.
Call that the Flappy Bird.
Oh, jeez. I don't get why people are obsessed with that game.
Me either. I heard people were actually selling devices with the game on it on eBay for $1,000 and shit, and people were buying them.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
people are so weird.
Yeah, don't play this stupid Flappy Bird game. Go get yourself some Dangan Ronpa and have a real good time.
There you go.
So I've got a question for you, Kyle. I don't want to spoil your review. I just want to know a little something. Get the public's appetite a little bit going.
Okay.
Who is a better character, the bear in Danganronpa or the bear in Persona?
They're vastly different characters.
I know. That's why I want to know which one you prefer. It's a little bit of Betty Veronica we got going on here.
Yeah, it's not really Betty and Veronica. It's more like good
Like what
versus evil. They're completely polarized. Like the bear in Persona is very helpful and kind and kind of like dumb a bit and doesn't really know what's going on some of the time, but he's willing to learn. And then we have this arrogant, really like sadomasochistic, black and white, crazy ass Monokuma here in Dangan Ronpa, and he is completely the opposite of Teddy. So I don't know. I like them both equally, but for completely opposite reasons.
Because I only ask because I think a lot of people go into Danganronpa. They see Danganronpa, they see the aesthetic, they see the bear. They're like, this is a Persona ripoff, hands down, right away. So I was asking maybe to give them people an idea that how vastly different they were.
Okay, yeah, this is not a Persona ripoff. This does not feel like Persona at all. It has an ominous tone. It's very funny for the wrong reasons sometimes.
Yeah, they're not even spelled similar.
Yeah, it's a it's a very, very different game, even though they kind of cross paths in a lot of ways, such as like the social link options and stuff like that. But yeah, they're vastly different games and they're vastly different bears. And if I had to choose, I guess I'd choose Teddy because I'd like to be alone in a room with Teddy. I know he wouldn't kill me, and I think Monokuma might. So yeah, I don't want to die, so I choose Teddy.
Yeah, that'd be very scary being in a room with him.
Very.
I wouldn't be able to bear it for very long.
Oh,
yeah.
It'd be a grisly scenario.
Oh.
For sure.
Yeah, things aren't very, very, I don't know, safe, I guess. It's very black and white with Monokuma.
Ah, just like his.
I guess. Okay. So you what you're saying is these two bears are polarized?
They are.
In terms of their character.
Polar bears.
Oh, jeez, Brian. You're just firing on all cylinders.
They're so dang funny.
There we go. That's a great way to finish off the news. Yeah, I just bought them Dangans because of Kyle's recommendation, so if he's wrong, you'll see it all over Twitter.
I'm never wrong.
Well, Kyle, do we have any listener mail for this week?
We do. We do have some listener mail.
Take it away.
All via Twitter this week. And thanks to Brian for shoveling in these questions. So first we have Michael A. Cunningham at Final Max Storm on Twitter. And he asked, with Borderlands 2 coming this spring, what other big PS3 releases do you think would be a good fit for the Vita?
Persona 5.
Okay, let's. I know he doesn't specify. Let's say already released games.
Persona 5.
The worst Persona. You don't know, jerk.
So, if not Persona 5, Persona 3 FES.
Ooh, there we go. Brian?
Bunch of cheaters. I'm going to go with Valkyria Chronicles. A game that saw a release on PSP, and I think it saw a sequel in Japan as well that never came stateside, and I think it'd be a game that would fit well on Vita because it would fit well on the PSP. So, yeah, I think it'd be great.
Okay, being serious now, Mirror's Edge. Give me Mirror's Edge. Or Skate. I would take either of those in a heartbeat, and I think they would fit just perfectly on the Vita. Mirror's Edge because you could actually stand while playing it and kind of be out in the world, so it would kind of be more immersive that way, even though I don't recommend walking around with your Vita playing Mirror's Edge. And Skate just because the whole way that you do tricks could be perfectly converted to the Vita, both using the touchscreen and touchpad and the analog sticks, which are quite awesome for a handheld. So I think those are good examples of games that would work on Vita.
Yeah. So seriously, I would love Persona 5 to be announced for the Vita, but a game that's already out that's pretty big, I think it's one of the best-selling games of all time, Grand Theft Auto 5. Would be amazing if they did something of the sorts on the Vita. If it was a port of GTA 5, or if they're just like same world but it's a different story, blah blah blah. But Rockstar hasn't really been loving the Vita lately, so or at all.
Or at all, yeah.
Boo earns Rockstar.
Yeah, but they did really well with the PSP game, so maybe one day we will see GTA on our Vitas, hopefully. And Yuki says Tales of Exilia. So, yeah. Woo! Is that all the mail we got, Kyle?
No, we've got more.
All right.
So moving on to number 2 here, we've got the Dude 79 at the Dude's 1979 on Twitter. He asks, do you think porting first-party games from the PS2 or PSP will be more common than new IPs in the Vita's future?
Huh. Well, I think every system is going to have its ports from previous systems, but I don't know if it's going to be more or be common. I think it. Oh wait, never mind. Let me rewind. I think it's going to be common, but it's not going to be like over like every time you see an announcement. It's going to be, hey, this port's coming. Hey, this port's coming. Like the Vita is still pretty early in its life, so we're going to see a lot of ports of popular games that have done well on other systems. That's just one way a system sells systems, is by getting games that people love that might have already been out. But yeah, I think Sony is going to start realizing that they really need to push some new stuff, and hopefully this E3 or any other gaming events we can see some high quality new IPs or franchises taking a new turn or something of the lines of that. What about you guys? Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna give Kyle a chance to talk, but no more. I'm gonna read his question very specifically. He touches on first-party games coming from PSP and PS2. So answering that question, I do not think that there will be more first-party games from PSP and PS2 ported to the Vita in the near future. As far as it becoming more common, I think you're gonna get about the 2 a week we're getting already. I think that's the average or so. So, and I think that's a pretty steady stream. I think two a week is far more than Nintendo brings as far as their virtual console, and I think that's pretty well. And then you have to also include in that you're getting PS1 classics and all sorts of other games. But I think you're right, Tyler. I think we're going to see a lot more games as far as Vita specific releases. If you look at this week alone, there's 4. I think they're Vita specific or Vita exclusive titles, aren't they? TXK, Dangan, Ronpas. I guess it's a remake. I wouldn't necessarily call it a port of the PSP title. Then we have Tukiden, which is another exclusive, and then I think there was one more.
Fort Defense.
Fort Defense. Yes, the legendary Fort Defense. I'm not sure about Fort Defense, but let's say 3 titles that are exclusive to Vita. That's a pretty good week, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that we're going to see a lot more first-party games from the PS2 or PSP. Most of the stuff, it seems that they're porting over right now are collections. And once they get the major ones out of the way, they're probably not going to go back for a lot of the smaller ones. I could see them maybe doing some of the core collections, maybe Killzone or something like that, but really there's not a whole lot that they would bring over. So I don't think they're going to be more common than new IPs in the Vita's future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the questions this week follow a similar theme. You might notice.
Yeah. they do, very much so. Ports and releases.
We've got any more?
Yes, let's move on to the next question. There's 2 more here.
All right.
So Brad Grutzmacher, who is now recently joined our staff here at TVL.
Welcome.
At Von Gruetz, VONGRUETZ. He asks, do you think ports of old games are going to help PS Vita sales, or do they need more exclusives?
I think they need both. I mean, we've kind of... I think we've touched on this before in an earlier episode, but without you need people to grab onto the system by seeing something they know, and then seeing stuff that they can find only on the Vita. Like when Borderlands 2 was announced for the Vita, that got a couple of my friends wanting to get the Vita, and that's a port, obviously. And we're always going to see those because that's just the nature of gaming. You're going to see them all the time. But people are going to start complaining very soon, and people have already started complaining a lot that the Vita doesn't have enough exclusives. So I think we're just going to see, hopefully, a nice mixture of both, because I love ports when they're good, and depending on the game, obviously, and then everyone loves some new IPs for sure.
So I'll jump in, I guess. Yes and yes. Do I think ports of old games are going to help the Vita sales? Yes. Do they need more exclusives? Yes. I think these are two completely separate things, because there's more than one reason for somebody to buy a Vita. I've heard a lot of people buying Vitas to play games that they never got to experience on other systems, going back through the PlayStation 1 collection, PSP titles, not necessarily always for Vita titles. So if you're porting games from older systems that they're going to like, I can definitely see people just flocking to the Vita for those ports, just as I could for new IPs, because where older games, maybe some people may not come back to them because they've played them and it wasn't their game, or they've played it to death and they don't want to play it anymore. The same thing with new IPs. People won't go to it because it's not familiar, or they don't recognize characters in it, or the story is completely hidden in trailers and blah blah blah, and you don't know exactly what it's about. So there's the same kind of issues going with games that you're bringing compared to new stuff. So really, we need both, and both will drive sales because people like what they know and they like new stuff. So I don't really see why either would really have a pull on the other than maybe drawing in different crowds. What about you, Brad?
So you guys nailed it. So I'm just gonna be silly here and relate it to something off the record or off the mark. So when you go out to eat, sometimes you want something special. You want to go for some nouveau cuisine. You want to go for a new experience. So you go to the little Moroccan restaurant. You go to the new place in your town. You have a great meal. It's fantastic. It's something original. Maybe you wouldn't go there again, but maybe you enjoyed yourself. You never know what you're going to get with these things. But there's always a place for hamburgers. You can say, oh, well, a hamburger's a hamburger, and I can get a hamburger any day, but you're not putting McDonald's out of business anytime soon, because people like what they know. So I will say that both of these are serviceable, and both of these fill a certain niche in the market. So yeah, I think they both sell. So you guys were right. I just decided to be a little bit silly. I hope my food analogy worked for you, because it's just past lunchtime here and I'm getting hungry. So
it was delicious, believe me.
Yeah.
Now you made me hungry. I might have to stop at a teriyaki place on my way to work. Even though you didn't talk about teriyaki, but it sounds really good right now. Anyways.
All right, so let's go into the next question. That's where we get some teriyaki into this little skinny, blonde, sexy individual.
Go on. No, keep going.
Well, that'll be off the air.
Okay.
All right.
It will be on the podcast.
Anywho. So on to the next question. Lightning Bolt Action at Lightning Bolt IC, I think, on Twitter, asks if I guess that's Borderlands 2 is a good port, what games would you like to be ported to the Vita for it to sell? Not personal favorite. He's asking what would sell consoles and sell games.
There's a couple. I think The Last of Us would be wonderful, but I feel like so many people have played it that it might not. But if they were to add something to it, like maybe like a separate story branch or something like that, that it would work. Final Fantasy VII, but I don't know. I disagree with that, because I think it sells already too well with the PS1 classic.
Didn't you already answer this question, Tyler?
I don't know.
GTA 5?
GTA 5, yeah. Well, yeah, I was gonna. You're just taking my thunder. I was gonna
Or
branch
am I
off.
taking your lightning bolt action?
So, The Last of Us, GTA 5, Persona 5. um, yeah, I think those are some of the major ones. What about you guys?
So if we're talking about sales, I'm going to say a proper port of any one of EA Sports' giant franchises, whether it be FIFA, whether it be Madden, and it would better be a realized port that is closer to the console quality rather than the sham that is available on Vita currently. How about you, Kyle?
There's lots of stuff. Really, anything Resident Evil, I think, would sell. So if you want to bring over, Resident Evil, a port of one of the original ones probably would do better than something recent. But yeah, Resident Evil.
I think Resident Evil 4 would be pretty cool.
That's what that game needs, another port, for sure.
I still think it would do well, so should
Yeah,
it?
I think it'd do well, too.
Or if they were smart, the company that made the Resident Evil on the 3DS and then decided to bring it to everything else but the Vita.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Yeah, that was
too,
frustrating. But whatever. I don't know business.
Well,
How about that, sunshine, guys? Just look out
I
your
feel
window.
like there's an MC on this podcast, and he's going to be leading into something else, so we can go eat.
Are you like fumbling with your mic right now?
I am, because you're being silly and quiet and not talking, and then I have to wait, and then I'm hungry.
Oh, so I'm slowing you down from eating.
Well, now you're making me want teriyaki.
Oh, now you want teriyaki? It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I ate a piglet's head not long ago,
A pickle?
so I'm okay for a little while.
A pickle.
A piglet,
Oh, a piglet.
like a little pig, a baby pig.
Why'd you eat a piglet?
Well, I went to the wedding and they had roasted piglet, so you skewer it and you rotisserie it. Put it on rotisserie, sorry. And
Like the Winnie the Pooh piglet?
specifically that one. It's funny that you should ask.
Brian, the murderer of children's dreams.
Oh, gosh. All right, well, I'll hurry it along for Brian's sake.
All right, cool.
Game recommendation of this week is me, and it's Rayman Legends. All right, let's get out of here, guys.
Everybody loves Rayman Legends.
Yeah, I reviewed it.
Everybody loves Rayman.
Legends. I reviewed it and I gave it a pretty good score. It was a lot of fun. If you played Rayman Origins, you're gonna love Rayman Legends. It's basically the same thing with extra features and some crazier levels. They have some music levels that are just amazing. They're from songs that you know and songs you don't know. But as you run through the level, what you're doing is making the music play basically, and it's wonderful. But it's a Rayman game. Like I said, if you liked Rayman Legend or Rayman Origins, you're gonna love this one. So go grab it. It's fun. I like it.
And plus, it's got all those levels back in it, right?
Yeah, they updated it, which added those levels, which I think I played one. But I think it was that whole thing like the last time we talked where I said I think it's too late. Like, not many people are going to care about it except for like hardcore Rayman Legends fans.
And if you're that hardcore of a Rayman Legends fan, I'm not necessarily sure you were buying it on the Vita or waiting for that inferior port to be updated, right?
Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
Go grab it. Rayman Legends. It's fun.
I like the music levels. I'll give you this. I've played Origins a little bit. I played Legends a little bit, and I'm a huge fan of those music levels. I wish they made a whole game based on those music levels. I would buy it for sure.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll make another one, and they'll have more on that because it's like the same. It's Ubisoft, the developers, and whenever they find something that people like, they tend to make a game all about it. Assassin's Creed 4, and yeah. But then again, Assassin's Creed 4 is amazing. So
amazing.
just ask Kyle; he's been playing that a lot. When he's
way
not
too much.
when he's not roping his Dangans, he's.
I haven't been playing Assassin's Creed for an entire week. I've been Dangan those Ronpas, and I've had no time, and it has been neglected. So yeah, I'll have to go back to that and finish up my platinum. But for now, it'll be Dangan.
Are you having a fun time though when you do play it?
Yeah, I am. Pirating it's the best. So
Getting all
Whoa,
that-
whoa!
it's
You're
the
saying you
best.
pirated the game?
No,
Whoa.
I pirated the people in the game. Ah. So yes, I pirated the game, but from the inside.
Are you collecting?
I heard
all
that game's
the-
full of ships.
It is full of ships.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's drop our anchors and call it a day. No, fuck you guys. All right.
Oh, so funny.
All right, so you can find us all on Twitter. I'm at Mr. PS Vita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. Brian is at Brian G. Sharon. Yuki is at Yuki_WR. You can find us on the Facebooks. Just search the Vita Lounge. Don't forget to join our forum. Just search thevitalounge.net/forum and get in the conversation. Sign up and get to chatting. You can find all the stories that we talked about on thevitalounge.net, so go do that. Don't forget to check out our Lounge Play series that we do every Saturday. And yeah, we have Killzone, Mercenary, and believe Tokaden, right?
Yes, we are playing Tokaden.
So that newly released game. So if you got it, join us. It's going to be great.
Join us.
Yes. So I'd like to thank you for listening, and I will see you next week.
Later.